Hello everyone, welcome to this video series on Java Programming Lab. So in this video, we are going to discuss the theory related to event handling concept. Okay, so this is also related to GUI programs, graphical user interface programs. So like and share the video and also subscribe to my channel for notifications regarding new videos. Right. So what is event handling? So it is very simple. Handling events is known as event handling. Okay, so whenever an event is performed, if you are doing something, that is writing code for doing something, that is called as event handling. Okay, so first let's see what is an event. So how is it defined? So it is defined as event is an object that describes a state change in the source. Okay, so whenever you are performing some kind of action on the source and its state is changed, that is called an event. Okay, so what is let's come back to this source later. What are the different examples of events? Okay, so clicking a button. Okay, so using your mouse, if you are clicking the button of the mouse, that is an event. If you are pressing a key on the keyboard, any key, that is an event. Or from a drop down box or list box, you are selecting an item. Okay, all these are examples of events. Okay, right. Now here I have mentioned that state change in the source. So where do you perform events? Events are performed on source, event source. So let's see that. So how do you define an event source? So event source, or simply a source, is an object that generates events, or it is something on which we generate events. Okay, so a single source can generate more than one event. Okay, and what are the different examples of sources? Buttons, checkboxes, radio buttons, text box, etc. Okay, next there is something called event listener. So to uh, talk about this event listener, let me show you an example of GUI application. So go to run prompt and type calculator. Okay, so here is the calculator, right? So these are all GUI controls. So these are buttons, and here you have number buttons, 1, 2, 3, etc., etc., right? So whenever I am clicking this button, this value is appearing here at the top. Okay, so you can consider this as a label. Okay, so this white area is a label and these are buttons. Okay, so what is the event I am performing here? The event I am performing here is I am clicking. I am using my mouse and I am clicking the left button, left mouse button. Okay, click, 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 etc. Okay, again click and it will clear. Now what is the event source here where I am clicking? I am clicking on the buttons. Okay, 4 button, 5 button, okay, 3 button, etc. So is it clear what is an event and what is an event source? Then what is this event listener means? So whenever I am, let's say now I am clicking on equal to, okay, so something is displaying here at the top, 0 equal to, right? Okay, and let me say if I click on this white area here, nothing is happening. Okay, right? So what is happening with this, let's say 5 button is whenever I am clicking, something is registering my click, something is listening to the click event. So such thing is called as event listener. So you can say it is an object which listens to events that you are performing on event source. Okay, that's all, very simple. So you can see here it is an object that is notified whenever an event occurs. Okay. Now, one important thing is you have to always register a listener to a source if you want to receive notifications. Okay. So if you click something, if you want something to happen, you have to register the listener with that source. Okay. And in your program, you must write some methods to receive and process those events. Okay. And perform some operations. Okay, we will see in the demo, don't worry. And some of the examples of listeners are mouse listener, key listener, etc., window listener, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, how does Java implement all these things? Means events are implemented as classes. Okay, for every event there is a class. Similarly, for every event source, for sources also there is, for each source there is class. Okay, and these event listeners, these are interfaces. Okay, so if you see here, this mouse listener, key listener, all these are examples of listener interfaces. Okay, right. Then what are the different steps in event handling? So there are three steps. First one is you need to register the listener with the source. Second one is you have to implement the appropriate listener interface, whichever you want, because there are so many interfaces, listener interfaces. You have to implement whatever is necessary for your program. Okay, and the last step is you have to provide event handlers to handle the events. Only three steps: register the listener with the source, implement the appropriate listener interface, and finally provide the event handling code. Okay, so that's all. This is the theory associated with event handling. In the next video we will see a demo of applets and event handling. Thank you.